WWE fans and all wrestling fans alike, we are the Backstage Jabronis. Almost forgot our name again. I'm gonna have to get a banner or something behind us. Speaking of behind me, I always feel like there's people watching me. I can't put my finger on it at all. It just always feels like there's people behind me. But there's always people behind us because people like us and they have told us so. And we definitely appreciate all the love you guys show us in watching the show and all that. And when I say us, I am talking about us, the Backstage Jabronis. He is Daniel Snyder. I am Jeremy York. How are you, bud?
Always good. I got my little name up there with the 8361, so you'll know what to
I
look for.
see that.
Yeah,
Look,
look at me,
look at us being all prepared and stuff.
right? Advancing and stuff.
Yeah, using the technology.
But yeah, I'm doing good. It was a good weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday night's main event. It came through. We had mentioned that there was going to be a fifth match. You were right that it would be a women's match. Don't really. I think they just threw two people on there. Is why they did it. They said
Oh,
here's
yeah.
and
It's
as
like I
soon as I
said.
found out,
They looked around. They said, "Oh, look, hey, we're backstage. Oh, there's the Backstage Jabronis," and we waved at them. And they said, "Hey, have you seen any superstars walking around?" And you're like, "Well, I saw Chelsea Green over there." And I said, "Well, Zelina Vega's over there, eating a hamburger." And they went, "Hey, let's put them on tomorrow night's show." And that's pretty much how that works.
yeah, I kind of figured Selena was going to keep her title, or
You should.
um, it was an interesting match. I know we're jumping ahead, but that happened on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the women's match that they put on there. I think they threw it right in the middle of the card too. Did they not, or was it like the second match?
One, two. It was number two.
Because they
But
started off.
oh, it got buried. I just saw what was before and after. It got
Yeah,
buried.
yeah,
It got buried like Paul Bearer in an Undertaker match.
yeah. I mean, because the show started off with, which surprised me, but I guess you want to start on a high and end on a high. It started off with Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, Seth freaking Rollins.
Get it
And
right.
right, and Braun Breaker against Sami Zayn and CM Punk, which turned out to be a really good match. Well, I mean, we knew it would.
Yeah, well, and the thing is too is that there's been this ongoing debate online among I will go ahead and say it because neither of us live in a basement, especially one that our parents or in-laws or anybody own. There's actually no basement anywhere near us. And
Yeah,
everybody keeps saying that Rollins and Breaker need a third member with them with Heyman. A lot of people kept saying, "Oh, Sammy could turn on Punk. Oh, Punk could turn because he's a Heyman guy." And the two of us have easily disputed both of those, and that was completely stupid because these two have been in brawls with them the whole time. Why would you fight with people you're about to join? That's just already starting off on a bad foot. But like you said, fantastic match. And then we got to meet the not only returning superstar, we got to meet member number three, and good luck stopping these three. It's going to be really hard to step in front of that freight train.
yeah. I had said that they were going to win, and it was going to be because somebody was going to join. Something I have to say is I tip my cap to WWE because I did not see this coming. I knew someone was going to join, did not
I,
see.
I forgot he was. I knew he was out. I forgot he was
Didn't
close
know
to
when he was
coming back.
coming back. Yeah, yeah. And also, if you think about it, it makes it well when it happened, it made no sense because he was feuding hard with Seth Rollins before it ended. But
The last time we saw him, when he got injured, he was part of the losing team
avoided.
inside War Games opposing Seth Rollins. So yeah, that's why he
No,
showed up. But I was like,
Seth wasn't on
this
the
actually makes sense.
no, Seth wasn't on the other team.
Oh, that's right. He bowed out. He was not in
Yeah,
that at all
yeah.
because he refused to help one side
CM
and he
Punk
told
took
the other
pretty
side to
much
take a
his
hike.
place. Yeah, CM Punk took his place. But he was the reason that Seth was out for so long. Those tsunami splashes, I guess, kind of gave it
Yeah,
away. But Bronson Reed made a comeback. And I was wondering, because I was thinking, I was like, hold on, what are they doing? But WWE being smart, they touched on it on Monday Night Raw at the very beginning.
Yep.
Paul Heyman explained if you're, I guess this goes back to that old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I don't really live
Or
by that because I could argue that the enemy of my enemy is either neutral or an enemy. You're not necessarily my friend, but in the wrestling world, yes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That holds true in a lot of wrestling.
Or I guess this is a better one. If you can't beat him, join him. And Seth said, I can't beat this man, so I need him to join me.
Well, and remember, we thought for sure that when Bronson Reed came back, we thought he was going to be a part of the new bloodline with Solo or the new group that Solo's putting together. We was like, oh, that'd be great. He's already fought with them before. He's going to just join right in with Solo, and man, that's going to be him and Jeff Cobb and Fatu. I mean, God, how do you beat that foursome there? Well, you beat them by not joining them and joining these two.
I don't know who this Jeff Cobb guy is, but
Oh,
that JC
sorry,
Montero,
JC Mateo.
Mateo, yeah,
Yeah, JC Mateo.
yeah. I knew who Jeff Cobb was, but some of our watchers might not.
Oddly enough, most WWE fans probably don't, and they should. But like I'd say about 40% of WWE fans nowadays have only watched WWE in their life because there was no WCW. Maybe they haven't tuned on to AEW, or maybe it's not their thing. And they definitely don't watch New Japan, so they don't know who he is. But you're gonna know soon.
Watching WWE now is turning into you're going to start watching TNA and you're going to start watching AAA. WWE is slowly saying, I'm going to buy up all my competition and then I'm going to let them do what they want to do. But the money that they make is coming in my pocket.
Yep.
And I'm saying it's smart. Just a little bit off subject. I know we don't talk NXT, but I think a future TNA star will be joining WWE here soon because he lost his
You mean
title.
a current WWE star?
Or is he signed to WWE?
No, a current TNA star.
Yes.
It's going to be a future WWE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he lost his title.
Oh yeah. That the seeds were planted with that between the Jordan Grace stuff a couple of years ago when she first went to the Royal Rumble. That started to open the door, and then for the last year, the particular person you're talking about, that we're not going to say his name because unfortunately he will not be appearing on this show tonight.
Yeah,
not for lack of effort, but he will not be. So I'm not going to say his name. Yeah. But he has had access to the Performance Center down at NXT for the last year. Free access. So if he's in Tampa or if he's in that area and he wants to go by and get a workout in, he has a key to the door. And that pretty much, we all knew his contract is going to expire in the not so distant future. He's just going to walk right across the stage, and we all know.
Yeah, he proved his worth at WrestleMania, and I mean,
absolutely,
100%. But the first match they started off hot. Unexpected who won was going to win. I'm not 100% sure where they're going with it now, so we'll have to see. I watched Raw. It really didn't say much on what it's. I know they're going to continue CM Punk and Seth and Sami Zayn, but
now they need a third.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is going to get old quick with them too, I think. But there was a Money in the Bank match that he helped Seth Rollins win on Raw, and so maybe that's going to kind of lead to some stuff, and that will. I guess we'll just have to see where all this goes because I see Roman coming back here soon too. He's filming a movie right now, but he's coming back.
Yeah, because we know Liv just came back from her movie. There's a couple other ones that are out on movies right now, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I know Jackie Redmond was doing. She's been doing the NHL playoffs, so you haven't seen her backstage a lot. She does fantastic work, by the way. Most people think she's just a random interview girl in the back for WWE. Look up Jackie Redmond. She does possibly outstandingly better work with the NHL throughout the playoffs and everything. She's fantastic. But that was a great way to open because like you said, this is a free PLE. That's exactly what it was. They had 5 matches. They pushed it that way. There was little to no dramatic stuff everywhere here and there. There wasn't a lot of backstage stuff and interviews, and it was just straight up, hey, we're going to show you 5 really good matches across 2 hours, which is an hour less than their normal pay per view.
I'm not gonna say 5 really good matches. I'm gonna say 4.5 entertaining matches. There was 3 really good matches. I feel like the second match wasn't a really good match. It was only a
It,
it was
it
it
was
was
okay. Yeah,
vaguely,
and it's not the performer's fault. They just
no.
this was thrown together so
Yes, it
last
was
minute,
pointless.
even though they do have heat with each other, that
It was pointless.
it was messy.
And the which was the women's was it Intercontinental or United States?
That's U.S. That's
Okay.
U.S. because when Chelsea had it, it's funny that she was the U.S. champion. I always tell you the U.S. champion is hardly ever American. Well, she's Canadian, so that made all the sense in the world why she was doing that whole presidential thing.
And technically, Vega is American because Puerto Rico is part of America.
Yeah, but
But
she represents Puerto Rico hard,
yes, she
so a
does.
lot of people think she's more Puerto Rican, and
Oh, yeah,
blood-wise, she probably is. But she's straight up from. I
she's
think
from Puerto Rico.
Her and Alistair live in Tampa or
No, they
Miami
live
or
there.
somewhere down there.
I'm just saying that Puerto Rico is technically a United States area.
Territory, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the 51st state. It's always been that way our lives, basically.
yeah. But yeah, it was a decent match. And the third match, if was that followed up with the
I was about to say, I will say 2 words. My favorite part of of the entire third match was Ron Cena.
his entrance.
Ron Cena. And I about lost it. I said this might be the greatest thing R-Truth has ever done in his life to come out. It's not John. Nope. Roncena. He was
Legit.
Ron Cena, and he came out legit
It
like
was a
Cena
legit
used to.
T-shirt
And
that said Ron Cena. It was a
yeah.
legit
Oh, you
T-shirt.
can buy it. It's in the
Yes,
WWE shop. You can buy all that. I was like, I'm debating getting that shirt.
but that's also, and this is also why I said 3 really good matches and 4.5 entertaining matches, because this wasn't a good match, but it was very entertaining.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, all 5 were entertaining, but as far as good, solid matches, yeah, there was probably
I'm saying 3: the first, the last, and that steel cage match.
yeah, yeah. Because this one was pretty vanilla the way they did it.
Like I said, it was just to have Cena someplace one last time,
Well,
have
but
him
also
defend the
remember what
title.
I predicted. I said that I thought at some point we knew Cena would win, but at some point R-Truth is going to catch him cheating or almost catch him cheating
With
and
the
try to
chair.
flip him. And he
Yeah.
did try to do that.
No, the
And then
belt,
in
the
the
belt.
aftermath of that, he went over the top and did it.
Yeah, he stopped him, and he was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He was like, "Yeah," and he threw it away. I don't know if it was a chair or the belt, but he threw it to the side and then low blowed him. And
And then
I
after the
mean,
match, it was the belt because after the match, he picked the belt back up and then hit him anyway.
yeah. But like I said, it was entertaining. It was a very entertaining match. They're now 2-2 when they face each other, because going into it, Ron Cena
Ooh,
was two. He was 2-1,
I did not realize that. That's interesting.
and they hadn't faced each other since 2009.
I know. Well,
That's
they're in 2 completely different places in the card. So
100%. But yeah, it was a very entertaining match. Which was followed up, and that's why he said that women's match was drowned. It was drowned between the first and the third.
yeah, it got buried so bad, like a 3-year-old in a ball pit. You had
Yes.
no idea where it was and where it was going. And like I said, it was not their fault at all. They did the best they could with the hand they were dealt. They were just dealt the most awful hand you could have.
And really, it came off of the night before they were both in a Money in the Bank qualifying match.
Yeah.
Or what's her name's one of her little lackeys was, and it was the one that
Um.
Julia, I believe, won. Wasn't that the one Julia ended up winning?
Yeah, that was the one with Zelina. That's one of the things I was going to bring up. So let's bring that up real quickly. I'd say I'm 98% unhappy with the way that match was booked. I thought Zelina is the better person to have in the Money in the Bank. You just made one of your champions look absolutely weak. Yeah, losing to Charlotte's one thing. I get that. And Julia's really good too. This was Julia's SmackDown main event, the first non NXT match she has had, and she walked in and beat Charlotte Flair and your current US champion. That
Well, you
basically buried both of them for the night.
Well, you got to think this is. I see what you're saying, but this is how I look at it. Who did Rosa Perez beat to get her Money in the Bank opportunity? She
Oh, you mean
beat
Roxanne?
Roxanne Perez. I'm not Rosa, but Roxanne
You threw
Perez.
me off. I was thinking of Rosa Perez. I was like, man, she's like 15 years ago. I didn't know she was in one.
But yeah, Roxanne
Um,
Perez beat Becky
she's
Lynch.
but she's at least been on Raw for a couple of weeks before she got that
Actually, no,
match.
Roxanne and Julia got to the main roster together, but yes, they did just move Julia to SmackDown, but she'd been on Raw quite a bit. They just moved her away from Raw
Oh, that's true.
because
That's
they
true.
came
She'd
up
been over
together.
there.
Yeah, they came up together. So I think that's what they were doing.
I forgot who
Is
Roxanne beat, but she beat some people too.
well, she beat Becky Lynch
But still,
because
once again, if you're just promoting the brand new people, then you're telling me that you think your roster is garbage because you just had the brand new people walk in and beat your established people.
well, you don't want your United States champion being in that match because you have to put her in a
Yeah,
different
dude.
match. Well, I mean, she could compete in a title match. They're not
Yeah,
going to
but
have
I bet I'd be willing to bet Zelina Vega, champion or not, is not on the Money in the Bank card.
I agree with you 110%. But I'm
And
just
it's
saying,
not her fault either. I think this is one of the lowest titles on their totem pole, and she'll probably defend it to SmackDown before
so far, who are the women in the Money in the Bank? I know Perez, Julia,
Julia, Alexa,
Alexa Bliss,
Rhea.
Rhea.
I think it's those four. I think there's two
Yeah,
spots
there's
left for
two more
them,
spots.
and
Yeah,
there's three with the men.
are you sure?
I think. I don't think there's a fourth yet.
LA Knight won and got his spot. Solo
Yeah,
Sikoa, Penta,
that was totally unplanned too, by the way.
Penta, and there's a fourth.
I don't know if there is. Hold on. All right, so we know. Yeah, hey, I was good with LA Knight, Nakamura, or Alistair winning that match. LA Knight makes the most sense because, like we said, you take his title off, you free him up, put him in the main event spot, and just see if he can do it. If he can't, fine. You drop him back down, let him fight for the U.S. title again, and be done with it. But we all know he's going to excel. We all know he can more than hang with the top. So give him a briefcase. He might be the favorite to win the thing.
Yeah.
It's Solo. It's Solo in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Or
Solo's
wasn't
in
he?
it. Solo
Okay.
is in it.
But that's what I was thinking. Was Solo was the other one that won because I think they only had one this week, and it wasn't Solo won last week, I believe. I don't remember. I tried to find it, and I don't. Oh, there's.
Seth Rollins.
Oh, Seth's the other one. Okay, so there are
Solo,
four.
Penta, LA Knight, and Seth Rollins. So the other two will come off of Jacob's got a match who he's more than likely going to win because he ended that whole he ended
Is he?
SmackDown with
I would love him in a Money in the Bank, especially him and Solo in there. But now he's a case where if you put him in that match, you need to get that title off of him. Or they did, didn't they?
this is no, but no, this
No,
is
no,
going to
he's
be
not.
where
He's not.
this is going to be where this is what is going to break that group up. This is what's going to get Jacob out of the bloodline.
The new bloodline or whatever it is.
Yeah, this is what's going to get him out of it because Jacob's going to be going for it, or Solo's going to be going for it, and
Or they're going to take each
JC's
other out and face each other.
JC's going to interrupt it, and that's going to cause the JC versus Jacob to start off.
Yep. And they will ultimately end with Solo versus Fatu at some point.
Yes. So I mean, but we've got SmackDown coming up tomorrow. We'll get to check out.
Yeah.
But the
we both said that we're completely tired of Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Thank goodness they're in a steel case. That's usually the ultimate blow off match anyway. And good win by Drew. I think he's now 4-0 in cage matches, or he's something like that. And it didn't hurt Priest at all as
at
far
all.
as his clout. And I'll be honest, as much as I didn't want to see these two, they actually put on a really good match. This was the right match to book for them. Not a last man standing, not a Hell in a Cell, not even barbed wire chaos, or not, I mean, at this point, a lingerie pillow fight. None of that goofy, gimmicky stuff was going to work. Straight up, me, you, we're going to lock each other in the cage. The only funny part and kind of reason why you don't let Jesse Ventura have an open mic is at the very end of the match when Jesse Ventura was just completely distraught on how you can win a steel cage match by not going over the top, not pinning or submitting the guy. He walked out the door. You just can't walk out the door. And they're halfway trying to explain to him that's just a wrinkle we put in like 10 years ago because sometimes some of these guys, Big Show can't climb over the top. He needs a way to get out. And
yeah, he said,
he's just like, this is stupid. And this is the
win
most
the match
asinine
by
thing. And he's
walking
just going
out?
nuts on it.
Yeah,
And
Jesse was
and
losing
Michael
his mind.
Cole's trying to keep it together. And I forgot who else was it. Wade Barrett, whoever else was on the broadcast. It's just completely silent, and they're either dying laughing or they're just like, "Why is he on the show?"
Yeah, he was like, "Did he just walk out? How do you win a cage match by walking
Why
out?
did they ring the bell? What?
Yeah.
That's Cole. That's Michael Cole. And the whole time, Michael Cole's trying to sell the ending and like, oh, and it puts a stake in the end of this feud. Now, I don't think it does that at all. This is stupid. He just opened the door and walked right out. I mean, like he just didn't want to fight anymore. And you're like, oh.
Somebody please help this man.
It's like, man, somebody ship him back to Minnesota. I like Jesse. He's fun. I would love to talk to him for a weekend because I feel like it won't be 10 minutes.
And his conspiracy theories are the greatest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's spot on with a lot of things he comes up with. But, yeah, it actually, I think it added to the end of this match to have him just going bonkers over. He just could not fathom why this would happen at all. And like I said, I need to look back and see who else was on commentary. I didn't write it down this time, but Michael Cole did his best to just talk over him while he talked the entire time.
I believe it was
the other person. I don't think I heard a word out of.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good match. And Jesse made it entertaining. There were some big spots. That suplex from the top of the cage was very impressive. We don't take in like I don't think anybody like they give these two guys the credit they deserve for being as big as they are and doing the stuff that they do. Yeah, I think it hurts people that are big a little bit more than it does these smaller guys, but that's neither here or there. And that led to the main event,
which was actually pretty good.
Well, you can't look. We
kept saying we kept trying to find the way out, because if these two actually line up, I can make a case for Jay. You can make a case for Logan winning, and you're like, they can't both win because Jay doesn't need to lose right now on Saturday Night Main Event. And you're like, yeah, but Logan's just good enough to where he could take it from Jay. And it's like, yeah, you're totally right. What do? You have to have some sort of distraction in there. Well, there's somebody who wasn't done who planted that seed in the hallway, and no, it wasn't Ron. It was it was Ron's childhood hero, John Cena, who decided he wanted to go ahead and have 2 appearances on the card.
I've said it 100 times now, and I have a feeling I'm going to keep saying it. Logan Paul does not have bad matches.
No.
This man is slowly becoming one of my favorites. I was watching his podcast, and I don't know who he had on it. It might have been Hulk Hogan. And Hogan brought up the idea of him turning face, and he said, "I'm not ready to turn face." He said, "Maybe in the future." So this is what I seen. This led, obviously, Jay won, kept the title. It led to the return of Cody, but it also led to money. Exactly. It led to a Money in the Bank match to where you don't have to worry about neither champion defending their title because they're both in the tag team match. Cena and Logan.
Cody coming back off a big injury. It's not going to put too much stress on him. It does give Jay a little bit of a night off. More than likely, Cena and Logan will do a lot of the heavy lifting during this match. I would be
I
willing
see
to bet.
Logan doing most of the heavy lifting more than anybody.
And I think this could set up Logan versus Cena somewhere down the road, which might be really good.
I think it'll be good, but I think this is more along the lines of Cena passing the torch to Logan. That's what he's doing. Like, instead of a let me versus you to pass it, this is a let me take you under my wing, Randy Orton slash
Well, he
Riddle.
really is trying to. He's got till the end of the year. He's told everybody, we know that's the end of it. That Cena, he said, hey, this championship belt goes home with me at the end of the year. What it is he's ushering in a new era by ending the old era. And so that's why you're seeing every little slight twist he's doing. He's trying to set you up for what's coming. He's trying to tell you what's going on. And hey, the new wave, it's not me. It's not Cody Rhodes. It's not Randy Orton. It's not those guys. It's not even Jey Uso. It's the Logan Pauls. It's the Braun Breakers. It's those guys. That's what Rollins is doing too. Rollins is telling you, look, I'm an old man. I probably got 3 to 5 years left. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show these other guys behind me and show you why in a couple years from now, I think it was either Heyman or Rollins who said it. I think it was Heyman. He said, Braun Breaker is probably going to be the main event of WrestleMania in 2027 and 28 and 29 and 30 and 31 and 32. And as long as he wants to do it, because he is one of those next guys. And he said, who knows who he faces? But this is part of why we put a group together, because we're like, yeah, we're great. Watch him.
Yeah. I could see so much out of what they got going on being in the future. But it ended good. I like how they're setting stuff up. It was started up the next night. Cena said it also. He said when he talked to Jay before, he said, just think, I can take this belt with me, and that belt will be on the arm of around the waist of a YouTube star. He said, that's how I'm going to ruin wrestling. So, I mean, that's what we got to come. I think that still might be the plan.
It could be.
We have Friday night SmackDown that's going to be coming on tomorrow, or I guess it'll be today, or whenever you watch this. I do know that on SmackDown it will be Naomi versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax for the next Money in the Bank women's spot. That's going to be a very interesting match.
Pick a winner and don't explain why.
Okay. Jade, but I'm not going to explain why. I wanted to say, but that's the thing. I wanted to go with all three make sense. Either one of the three makes sense. So it's so hard.
Yeah. You know who's going to win?
Probably Naomi.
That's my pick.
And also,
I can. It does so much more for her, but I'm not going to say any more about it because I didn't.
We'll talk about it next week.
I'm taking Naomi. You said Jade. Watch it be Nia. But either of those three are a great addition. But
and the men's,
I got a feeling this is Naomi's night.
Hey, it's like I said, it's all three. The men's match for SmackDown will be Andrade, Jacob Fatu, and Carmelo Hayes. That's why I said Jacob Fatu wins that.
Okay, I was about to say pick a winner and don't say why. So you're saying Fatu?
About 1,000%. Nobody else makes sense. You're going to go Andrade.
I'm gonna do one better. Andrade is my favorite of the three, although Fatu's catching really quickly. Carmelo Hayes wins that match.
I feel like Miz is going to. He's going to. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Hey, that's extra fodder, extra reason to tune in to see either how off our rockers we are, or to go, wait, I got to tune in next week because I got to find out why he picked him. Because we'll actually explain why we picked him next week if we remember.
But I mean, outside of that, we had these Monday Night Raw had Seth Rollins win in that Money in the Bank match, so which got him put in it. It also had Alexa Bliss. Is it Bliss?
Yep,
Yeah, she won her spot. And what's crazy is no, did she win this spot on that one, or was it
she
before
did.
she left? Because I know that Roxanne came out there to try to help. What is that her name? Roxanne Perez? Am I
Yeah,
saying her name? Okay. Roxanne came out there to help, and I thought that cost her the match, or almost did, because what's her name ended up arguing with Perez, and that almost caused trouble between Alexa and what's that chick's name?
forgot who else was in it. I keep trying to look.
No, I'm talking about part of Judgment Day.
Liv,
Yes, yes,
Liv
yes.
Morgan, Liv
I'm
Morgan.
thinking about Liv. So the Liv and the Roxanne. Roxanne came out there for the Liv match and caused Liv the match. Who's the third member of that? Who's the third chick that's in that? Like that's part of who's the second chick or the third chick that's in Judgment Day?
Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay, yeah. So you see the little argument they had there between
Yeah.
those. Oh yeah. So I mean, it's pretty interesting what they got going on. I see we got less than a minute. Yeah.
I just set the timer just to make sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
But yeah,
tune into tomorrow night's show, guys. It's gonna be great. And then Monday following is gonna be good. And then you get to follow that up with Thursday, where you got us again talking about what's happened and leading into next Saturday, Money in the Bank.
Money
So
in
I'm
the Bank.
loving this every 2 weeks type thing where they have something hot on Saturday, and it works for our show too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why doing this weekly made all the sense in the world. But he's Daniel Snyder. I am Jeremy York.
22nd.
For the best WWE takes that are super sweet, we're the Backstage Jabronis. We'll see you next week. Deuces, gooses.